Small caps, growth stocks, and cryptocurrencies have been roaring back. In Overwaves Capital, I'm proud to say that we've made some pretty life-changing profits over the past week or so. In this video, I not only want to talk to you about how we were able to make some of these gains and even share some specific positions with you guys moving forward, but discuss where the markets go from here, why I'm so bullish still on small caps, growth stocks, and cryptocurrencies, and really why I think the party's just getting started as we move into the month of March. Okay, we got some fun times ahead of us, team. I'm getting ready to close out this Robinhood little reflector thing right here, just so we can move on to the content of the video. But per usual, I did have the Robinhood mirror. This isn't to show off by any means. It's just to prove a little extra validation. It's easy to say you made X amount of money, but I do just want to provide, once again, that little extra bit of visual validation, because why not if I can? Okay. And of course, you guys, if you are members of Waves Capital already, please share your experience below. It's been, again, a game-changing week or so, and I'm really excited for what's ahead of us. Okay, so a little extra, I'll just move it up and down if anyone was questioning that. We can close this out, you guys. We have my trade alert from this morning to read over. Here, let me close this, get this black out of the way. I do want to read over the trade alert I sent out this morning to the newsletter and portfolio members. It just goes over my whole macro thesis on small caps. We take a look at Bitcoin and talk about how the king has reached 50K and actually broken above 50K. We're just below it right now as I'm recording this, but we are looking good. Okay, so after we read over the trailer, we're gonna dive into the charts, take a look at Bitcoin, take a look at the IWM, which is the Russell 2000 small cap index, and then call it a day. And once again, as we get to the bottom of my trade alert, I will share a few of the positions that were able to make us some of the gains over this past week. Portfolio has well over doubled in the past week alone, and I can confidently say that I'm still holding plenty of the call options positions and contracts that I'm going to share with you. Okay, so stay tuned. Before we get to rating, before we talk about why we are back, if you want to join Waves Capital, if you want to know exactly how I'm trading on a day-to-day basis, along with the trade alert newsletters that we're about to read over right now that are going to go straight to your inbox, then check out the first link in the description of this video that'll take you to this page. If you don't know how to trade options, you must be warned, because I primarily trade options. The Robinhood account you just saw is about a third, 35% of my overall options portfolio. The rest is in TD Ameritrade. But if you guys don't know how to trade options, I just bumped down, probably temporarily. I might bump it back up soon. But because the markets are hot, because I want a lot of you guys, honestly, to join Waves Capital and hop on board, bump the price of how to simply trade options. So check that out. It's in this in the link of the description as well. But if you do want, once again, my complete portfolio and daily trade alerts, that's this guy right here. Okay, $15 a month, $40 for every 3 months. Completely up to you. You choose whichever pricing plan you'd like. You get everything that this box here entails, and you get to ride the waves into the month of March and hopefully beyond, because it's good times, and I trust you guys will be sticking around for a while. So I'm super excited for what's ahead of us, you guys. If you do join the team, then welcome. We look forward to having you. And if you're already a member, appreciate you guys, as always. And if not, no worries at all. I appreciate you watching this video too. Okay, so once again, this morning's Trade Alert newsletter, it's Monday, and what a Monday it is. We are back, baby. So back. Okay. Our primary macro thesis going into 2024 was that small cap stocks would get their time to shine. We got a taste of confirmation last week, but what we're seeing in the markets today is making me truly happy. I believe that our thesis has officially been confirmed, and we have the technicals to back us up. Okay, so again, I said we look at the Russell 2000, but it's pretty much the same as I just have saved right here on this chart. Okay, so we'll go to the chart anyway, but I do want to say that the Russell 2000 looking very good, especially as we even close the day. Russell 2000 up almost 2%, 1.75%, while the NASDAQ and S&P actually closed. This reinforces my belief that capital will begin to flow, and this is what I've been saying for us for so long. That's why it's so reassuring to see this finally playing out. Capital will be flowing from mega caps, which are historically overbought, into small caps, and small to mid caps, I should say, which are still historically underbought. Okay. Historically speaking, using historical analytics, using forward PE, which is price to earnings ratios, small caps are still historically undervalued relative to large and mega caps, okay? That is the primary, just fundamental, almost just fundamental trend, historical trend base for my bull thesis in small caps. And again, the technicals are backing it up right now. The Russell 2000 has broken above the line of resistance on the short-term ascending channel. You can see here, I said I would, why not? I'll just dive in here real quick. Bouncing all over the place. So right here, short-term ascending channel, Russell 2000 has broken above the line of resistance, this yellow line right here. That's why this text was yellow, of course. And we're looking good, especially following a breakout from this bull flag formation that we were eyeballing. Bull flag, my favorite trading pattern in the game. Sharp move up followed by a either descending or symmetrical triangle. In this case, it was a symmetrical triangle. Also, symmetrical triangle patterns typically resolve in the direction of the overall trend. In this case, it was up. This is very, very beautiful. I mean, this is a beautiful chart right now. The question is, where do we go from here? I think that if we get a cold CPI report tomorrow, you might be watching this. It's pretty likely, actually, a lot of you are going to be watching this after the fact. And you can tell me if I was completely off on this, but personally, I think the CPI report is going to come in either in line with expectations, which wouldn't be bad. It's still good because the technicals are so strong for the Russell 2000 small caps. But if it's cold, then I think growth stocks and risk assets, especially like all the things I just named, are going to perform extremely well. Okay, so in the case that we do get a cold CPI report, I think that over the next 4 to 5 sessions, we could rally as much as 10%. Why is that? Because I think we're going to retest this line of broken support right here as new resistance. Okay, TA 101, this is going to be my price target. And this is one of the call options that I'm going to share with you guys in a little bit. Okay, so let's keep reading. Not only are small caps thriving this morning, but Bitcoin has just broken back above my I'll start getting excited target of $50,000. I've been saying this a lot in the newsletter, you guys. Bitcoin's head and shoulders pattern. We can just jump to Bitcoin right now. We're kind of going back and forth, but I'm sure you guys are fine with that. Bitcoin did play out this perfect head and shoulders pattern. We were eyeballing this out since late January, and it played out pretty perfectly. But right now, I'm getting really excited because as we zoom out here, let's just go to daily candles. This might start to look a little congested here. As we start to zoom out, I do think that it's incredibly likely at this point that we test the line of conservative resistance at least, and potentially even overall resistance, which is entirely possible. I mean, it's only like 20%, which isn't too crazy for Bitcoin, by March 1st. Okay, so if CPI is cold, I think we can climb, another 9% or so by just the end of this week, maybe this weekend. And if growth stocks and, as I said, risk assets really start picking up, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, those are textbook risk assets, which perform historically well during times of rate cuts on the horizon, which would happen with this cold CPI report. That would be good news, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw 60K by mid-March. And of course, the halving's coming up in early April. That's going to begin to get priced in as more people understand what the halving is and why that's so good for the value of Bitcoin. It's all playing in, and of course, Riot's good too. If you guys want the daily updates on Riot, because I cover Riot every day in the newsletters as well, and have the Riot call position did amazingly this morning, of course. Again, first link in the description. Last time I'll plug that, okay? But if the CPI report brings more good news, I just talked about that. Don't want to show the entire portfolio out of respect for existing members. So let's scroll down real fast and then go here. This is where I'll share the positions, okay? And this is where we'll close out the video. Waves call options portfolio is on fire, but I do want to say that I am pretty heavily hedged on NVIDIA right now, okay? I hold a decent amount of NVIDIA puts. I think NVIDIA is a house of cards above the $500 level. I don't know if NVIDIA ever falls below $500 again, but above the $500 level, it's a house of cards, okay? NVIDIA announces earnings on, I think, the 21st, which is coming up. So just be aware of that if you guys are long NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA is a great company, but in my opinion, it's a great hedge, and actually not only a great hedge to my pretty AI tech growth heavy call options portfolio, but it's just a good hedge because it's gone parabolic and nothing looks like that without correcting. I've played hype cycles for like 8 years now, exclusively prioritized hype cycle trading. And nothing looks like NVIDIA without correcting significantly. Okay, that's how the markets work. So I feel like my trades were pretty self-explanatory. Don't need to go into that. But here are the positions. I have March 15th, ARK Innovation calls. These are $55 calls. The price of ARK, let's see, ARK is looking great as well right now, is $50. Okay, so March 15th, $55 calls for ARK. Right now, since we created those positions, since we initially picked up the contracts, that position is up 270%. 315, $210 IWM or Russell 2000 calls. So 315, $210 IWM calls. Those are currently up a total of 205% since we initially bought them. And of course, I have 315, I still have $21 calls for Palantir just because I want to follow the trend up and see how much we've actually made since inception through the earnings report. And those are up a 910%, which is over 10x, which is insane. So that said, those are 3 positions I still have on deck. I'm still very, very bullish on primarily the ARK and IWM calls. Palantir, the gain, a 10x. You shouldn't ask for much more. Don't get greedy. And that comes right here. What I do want to make clear is that I took some profits and I have been skimming profits. It can be easy to get greedy when your brokerage accounts begin to catch fire. So it's critical to be mindful of this and skim some profits whenever a position is going parabolic. Always remember this, you guys. This is especially obviously relevant to Waves Capital. These wins are well-deserved and I'm pumped for what's to come. I appreciate you guys watching and I hope you gained some value from this video. I look forward to talking to you in the comments below about whatever you want to talk about. And until next time, always remember, you guys, take action, make waves. Peace.